Hi guys, and welcome to the Bad Bookers WrestleKingdom predictions. Now, we weren't able to get a podcast out in the last sort of week and a half, just due to it being Christmas, not much being on. So, we've decided that we are going to predict for WrestleKingdom, and realised that there's kind of nowhere for us to put it out. We hadn't done the predictions until today, which is yesterday, I guess, for you as you're watching. Hopefully, if I can get Chris to release this as a podcast, listening to this as well. So I thought, rather than just the Twitter is great, but if we can get something out where we just go through, or at least get somebody's opinions on Wrestle Kingdom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my opinions. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that we have and sort of the booking that we've everybody's come up with, and we'll see sort of what our predictions are, and I will give you my opinions on who's going to win, which is obviously going to be me, because I win all the predictions. That's just who I am now. I've become the king of the predicting. I think I'm 10 matches clear of anybody else and 2 pay-per-views clear of anybody else. It's on my Twitter if you want to check it out. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is change the view, and we'll just have a quick look. I'm just looking. It looks like you actually might be able to see what all of this says, even though I can't. But we'll sort of go through, and what I'll do is a line at a time. I will just show you, reveal sort of what our predictions are. So the first match is pre-show match, Team Honma, which is, I'm going to butcher a load of Japanese names here, by the way, so don't sort of kill me. But Tomoki Honma, Togi Makabe, Yayu Uemetra, I can't even say that. In fact, do you know what? Let's just do teams if I can't say the names. So, Team Honma versus Team Hanare. Team Honma is the older generation, and Team Hanare is the young lions, from my understanding. And that kind of led into how I have done my predictions. So if we look, we've got Team Hanare from Jack, Team Hanare from Toast, Team Hanare from Chris, and then myself and Smoothman have gone for Team Honma. I wonder, can I get this a little bit bigger for you guys? No, I can't, because I don't know how to work Google Sheets. So, sorry. In fact, I can, because I can just cheat and do this. Oh, come on. Oh, why can't I do stuff on the fly? Oh, I'm so bad at Twitter. I'm so bad at this. Right, we're just leaving it as it is. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so we've got 3 guys with Jack, Toast and Chris all going for the Young Lions to win. The argument I've heard for the Young Lions winning is Hanare, that's Toa Hanare is what I've heard it spoken as anyway, has kind of been a young lion for too long now and kind of needs to move on. So I can see where they're coming from with the young lions winning, but I feel like the young lions are there to learn their place, especially at a show like Wrestle Kingdom. They need to do their job, is probably the best way for me to put it, and I personally think that means that that Team Honma is gonna win that match. What I will mention is there is the what are they called, the Stardom ladies are they are having a match for the first time ever on a New Japan show. We're finally getting a Stardom match. Now it's the 2 champions versus 2 people that are in a feud at the moment. If I can try and get a thing that tells me what the match is. No, that's just giving me. Here we go. Does it pre-show? So it's Mayu Iwatani and Arisaka Hoshiki versus Hana Kimura and Giulia. I've butchered all that. From what I've read, Julia and Hannah are in a feud at the moment, but they are now working together against the two title holders. Mayu Iwatani is the only person in Stardom who's been there for the entire time that Stardom has existed, and Arisa Hushiki, she started in Stardom. She retired in 2012. She came out of retirement the other year, and she's the other title holder. Therefore, I think my personal opinion is Iwatani and Hoshiki are going to win that match. But like I say, we're not including that in our predictions. It's not a televised pre-show, although it's on the pre-show. It's not going to be televised because of political things within the TV stations in Japan, which just means that because Stardom and New Japan are on two different networks, they can't agree on who gets to show it. Therefore, nobody will show it. So it's going to be a dark match for the 40,000 people that are in the Tokyo Dome on the 4th of January. So the next match, the pre-show tag match, Tenzan and Kojima versus Nagata and Nakanishi. Like I say, I'm just going to butcher names. So obviously, Tenzan and Kojima are Tenzakozy or whatever, and it looks like everybody's gone that way. So they're a tag team already. I believe the other two, Nagata and Nakanishi, beat Tenzakozy in at the end of the tag league, in the sort of the end of that tag league, sort of whatever they call the final show. And I think Tenzakozy as a proper tag team need to get that win back. So that's my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. We've then got the first match of the main card of the sort of show, and that is the Jushin Thunder Liger retirement match 1. So we've got Jushin Thunder Liger, Fujinami, the Great Suzuki, and Tiger Mask versus Sano, Atani, Takiyawa, and Taguchi. So from what I've sort of gleaned about this, I'm very new to New Japan, but this seems to be him going through his career, Liger going through his career. So we've got, I think, I'm gonna say Fujinami is the guy that he debuted the Jushin Thunder Liger gimmick against, and we've got some of the other guys are guys that he's either feuded with. Obviously Tiger Mask is his regular tag partner, they've had feuds as well, so it's just kind of like the greatest hits of his career. In terms of the match, I can't see anything other than a Liger win here, which everybody has gone for. He's going to go out on his back on his final night, as he has done for a lot of these Road to Wrestle Kingdom matches. Therefore, he needs to get a big win before he sort of goes away. And I think the best place for him to do that is here. Get that feel good win, and I'm going to guess that he pins his tag partner the following night, Sano. I just think that'd be quite a cool story that they could then lead into, and then there could be a reason for the thank you Liger sort of, but you're going out on your back. Probably won't come into it, but I just think that's quite a nice little story they could tell. We've then got the 8-man tag match between LIJ, I'm not going to even try and say the full title, versus Suzuki Gun. Let's have a look and see what everybody's saying here. So we've got Jack with LIJ, we've got myself, Toaster with Suzuki Gun, Chris with Suzuki Gun, and then myself and Smoothman with LIJ. Now, I don't know the reasoning behind anybody else picking any of these, so I'm just going to have to tell you what my opinion is. Now, there's rumours going round that there's going to be a turn in a faction at Wrestle Kingdom because we've got nothing building to New Year's Dash. I think there could be a really good story here where LIJ win this match and the response is Taichi, Jack Sabre Jr. and El Desperado turn on Minoru Suzuki, and we could enter the rest of Wrestle Kingdom with Suzuki Gun no longer being a faction and the faction being called something else. I imagine Taichi takes it over and it becomes Taichi Gun, but whatever happens, I personally think that would be a great way to sort of further some feuds and get things going. I also think LIJ, and this is spoilers for some of my opinions for later on, I think LIJ are going to have a very strong Wrestle Kingdom, and I think they're going to come out looking really good. I think it's going to be a really feel good moment for those guys, for the entire of this sort of Wrestle Kingdom day 1 and 2. So the next match is an 8-man tag match, Chaos versus Bullet Club, because they need to get on the card because they want a payday. I assume, I can't find anybody telling me that there's any point to this match. So we've got Goto, Ishii, Yano and Yoshihashi versus Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Kenta and Takahashi. As you can see, pretty split. Jack, Toast and Smoothman have gone Chaos, and Chris and I have gone for Bullet Club. I hate Toru Yano. He ruined the G1 climax for me to the point where I never finished it. So I can't ever, although Tomohiro Ishii is possibly my favourite New Japan wrestler, I can't in good conscience vote for a Toru Yano win, and therefore Chaos have to lose. It's as stupid as that is my answer. My reasoning behind that match, like I say, I don't see the point in that match. I think it's just a payday match. So the next match is the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship between the Gorillas of Destiny and Finjuice, and we've got a fair split again here. So Jack and Chris have gone for Gorillas of Destiny. Toast, myself and Smoothman have all gone for Finjuice. Now, my reasoning behind Finjuice winning, I think Gorillas of Destiny have had the titles, and these tag titles are pointless. They're ruined. They need to really combine the heavyweight division and the junior heavyweight division and just have one tag division, I think. I think that might solve some of the problems they've got, but I get frustrated by Gorillas of Destiny. I don't particularly like their entrance music. They're great as characters and nothing else, as far as I'm concerned. I think the story about David Finlay? I want to say David Finlay, I can't remember his actual name though, and Juice Robinson, especially with Finlay coming back from injury, and then winning the World Tag League, if that's what it's called. I'd just like to see that paid off. I think we might actually get 2 people leave on the end of night 2 with 2 titles. That's a spoiler for one of my predictions later on. If you can't work it out, just hang on 10 minutes and I'll tell you. But yeah, I think Finjuice are winning the titles here. I think that makes the most sense to me. The only thing that makes me doubt that is Gorillas of Destiny have lost at the last 2. The last 2 Wrestle Kingdoms they've lost, and it would feel probably a little bit harsh on them if they were to lose a 3rd year in a row. The follow-up match to this is the IWGP US Championship, or US title, whatever you want to call it. It's a Texas Death Match. Now, the rules for this have finally been specified, so you can only win with a 10 count, so keeping somebody down for a 10 count, the referee calling a knockout, or a submission, and pinfalls do not count. And I think that they've specified that there's going to be some sort of shenanigans here, I would guess. So Jack, Toast and myself have gone for Jon Moxley to progress. Obviously the winner of this also fights the winner of... fights Juice Robinson for the title the following day. So it's one of the many sort of matches where we could end up, and we have ended up, with different matches booked for the following day. So myself, Jack and Toaster have got John Moxley. I don't think you bring John Moxley back and don't have him on both shows, and I also think that Moxley was never supposed to drop the title to Lance Archer. That all happened because he couldn't get on the flight or whatever it was. We were supposed to get, I think it was Juice Robinson versus Moxley that was booked for that match that Moxley couldn't attend. He lost the title. I think here he wins it back, probably so that he can drop it to Juice tomorrow. But because I don't think you let somebody who's top of the card on another promotion and not going to be coming to every one of your events, I don't think you give them a title long term. I understood it whilst AEW wasn't a thing for Moxley to have it. Once AEW starts their show, I think he'd have dropped the title the day that he actually dropped the title anyway. He just didn't lose it. It was removed from him. The next match that we've got is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match between Will Ospreay and Hiromu Takahashi. This is my call for match of the weekend. So we've got Jack and Chris going for Ospreay, Smoothman not going for his Bay, and we've got Toast going for Toast, myself, and Smoothman going for Hiromu Takahashi. I think Takahashi can cope without. I think Takahashi could do with this. I know he's come back from injury, and New Japan quite often will say, "Oh, if you're coming back from injury, you're not quite match fit yet. You don't get the big win." I think this will see Will Ospreay say wave bye to the junior heavyweights full time, and he'll go to being a full time heavyweight division wrestler in 2020. I think this will be his one junior heavyweight match, and I think after that he will be a heavyweight. That's why I think Takahashi is going to win this title. We've then got the IWGP Intercontinental title match between Jay White, the champion, and Tetsuya Naito. Now this is where we're going to start to see different matches. So there's two matches the following night. There's a loser of the main title versus the loser of the IWGP, of the IC title, and then there's the title unification fight the following night. So hopefully we've got some differences, and there's no difference at all. Everybody has gone for Tetsuya Naito, and that's the story that I think is panning out over this weekend. Jay White, it would be hilarious in terms of the absolute uproar that would happen, and it would be uber heel heat for Jay White if he wins, but I can't see it. Naito has to win. IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now there's been some discussions in our DM group, and I think there's going to be some one, maybe two differences here. Okay, so four of us have got Okada, and Kota Ibushi Jack has gone with. Now, if I remember rightly, Jack said it on the podcast, but I think Jack has said on the podcast that Ibushi is going to win everything at WrestleKingdom. Now, I believe it wasn't him who came up with the idea for this double champ match. I think it might have been Naito himself, but not sure. I can't quite remember, but yeah, so Jack's gone with Ibushi, the rest of us have gone Okada. My main reasoning is Night 2 has not sold out. We are 36 hours away from WrestleKingdom. I'm currently 24, in fact no, we're not even that, because I'm probably 24 hours away from WrestleKingdom, so we're probably not even that away from WrestleKingdom when you're watching this or listening to this. And yeah, they haven't sold out. Okada needs to be in that main event. I also think that this then pays off. When you get the double championship match, I'll explain a bit more why I think Okada goes through. But yeah, we'll go with that. Then on night 2, we've got another pre-show match, which is the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championship gauntlet. I hate gauntlet matches. I think WWE have ruined gauntlet matches. and I also believe that these tag titles have been held by MVP and Taguchi as champions simply because for the longest time. So they've got the record now simply because New Japan forgot these tag titles exists. I don't believe they've been defended in like 6 months or something like that, which is a bit ridiculous. So we've all gone for different different winners. I regret my pick now, but I've gone with it already. So Jack's gone for Chaos. Space Toaster's gone for LIJ. Chris has gone for Suzuki Gun. Smoothman's gone for Bullet Club. I assume Chris thought maybe going for Bullet Club and changed his mind. And I've gone for Suzuki Gun under a new name. So as I said, I think that it's probably going to be called Taichi Gun or something along those lines. And that's my opinion. And I may well be wrong, but that's how I feel this is going to go. However, I actually think LIJ are going to win it, so that they can do a ceremony at the end of the night with a fair few of them holding the gold. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. We've then got the next match is the Thank You Liger, Jushin Thunder Liger's last ever match in New Japan, probably his last ever wrestling match. And we've got Liger and Sano versus Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi. I assume we've all gone for a Takahashi and Ryu Lee win. Smoothman's gone for Liger and Sano. I don't know why he would do that. Liger has jobbed out all the way through. He's old school. You don't go out burying somebody. I assume Takahashi gets the pin here because if he's just won the junior heavyweight championship, and bearing in mind Liger was kind of one of the instigators of the junior heavyweight division, especially the junior heavyweight cup or whatever they call it, it's Best of Super Juniors Cup or whatever, the stuff that they were doing in the 90s before it was renamed and stuff. There's no way that Liger is not jobbing out in his final match. So this just gives you the wrestlers involved in that other match by the looks of it, in that first match, and I didn't notice, and that's why Bullet Club aren't winning. Bad Luck Fale can't wrestle. We've then got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between Bullet Club, which is Taiji Ishimori, and ELP, El Fantasmo, I assume that is. I hope he's in that faction and I haven't just made myself look completely stupid. And Roppongi 3K, which is Sho and Yo. So there's been some nonsense in the build up to this. I've seen something about bodybuilding competition or something. So I really don't know what's going on here. So we've got myself and Toast have gone for Roppongi 3K, and the other three have gone for Bullet Club. I genuinely couldn't give you a reason why Roppongi 3K are winning, and that, like I say, it looks like we're pretty much split down the middle. Obviously you can't get 2.5 voting for each, and three against two kind of means that nobody really knows what's going to go on in this match. Again, the division doesn't really need to exist, and the best thing that New Japan could do is combine the heavyweight and junior heavyweight tag team championships into one title and allow people to allow different tag teams to form. So we've got the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Sanada, and I'm the only one who's gone for Sanada. Everybody else is going for Zack Sabre Jr. Now, Sanada, part of LIJ, as far as I'm aware, and like I say, I'm new to New Japan, I might be wrong, but I believe he is, and I think Zack Sabre Jr. had Sonata get him. So Sonata's kind of like the only person who's been able to out counter Zack Sabre Jr. I think this will be a low key, really good match as well. I just think if we're following on from everything that I've sort of read and seen about the build to this, I think the best way for them to do this going forward is to have Sonata come across to the UK and do some Rev Pro shows and absolutely showcase that that New Japan are taking over. I think we'll probably get an announcement for another New Japan show in the UK this year, and I just think Sonata for me is going to be the one to win this match. I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. comes out as the winner. Following on from this, we've got another IWGP US title match between the winner of Jon Moxley and Lance Archer, who will be the champion, and they will face Juice Robinson. And if we look at what people are saying, so we've got 3 different, which is really quite interesting. So we've got 2 for Juice Robinson, which is Jack and myself. We've got 3 for Juice Robinson, because Chris has gone for Juice as well. Space Toast has gone for Jon Moxley, and Smoothman has gone for Lance Archer. I just can't see past Juice Robinson. I think Juice was supposed to take it off Mox at the last time. I think they wanted a Juice versus Mox match, and I think Juice goes over Mox so that Mox doesn't take the title and disappear for 3, 4, 5 months at a time. That's the only thing I can. The only sort of outcome I can see is Juice Robinson winning. We've then got the Never Openweight Championship match between Kenta and Hiroki Goto. And we've got a clean sweep for Kenta. I don't think it's Kenta's time to lose this yet. It looks like everybody else has got the same opinion as me. I don't think Goto would be the right man to take it off him either. I can see this being... Is this the match? You see, this is where everything that I've read kind of is running into one in my head now. Is this the one where Sonata can come back? Is it not even Sonata? I can't remember the guy's name. The old guy. That's really going to annoy me, and I now look like a complete and utter noob. But I built, because Kenta kicked him in the head, Shibata. I imagine that the only other way for them to build something for New Year's Dash, and it would be a waste for New Year's Dash, but if you could get Kenta versus Shibata, because Kenta was such a prick in this match, then I think all bets go off at that point, and anything could have happened for the rest of the weekend. If you get the announcement that Shibata comes back to the ring after this match, then all hell breaks loose. We've then got the loser of the main title matches, so the loser of the IC versus the loser of the heavyweight championship match. And we've gone 3 for 2. We've got Jack going with Jay White, along with myself and Smoothman, and we've got Toast and Krish going for Ibushi. The reason I've gone Jay White is I think Ibushi is the only one that can be rebuilt from 2 losses in 2 nights. I think if Jay White loses twice in 2 nights, it's a little bit concerning. It's I think with the questions that are being asked by the Japanese audience already, I think it's a little bit too much for him to have to lose twice, so I think Ibushi will lose. Obviously, interestingly, Jack has got Jay White going over Okada, which I believe Jay White did last year. I think he beat Okada at WrestleKingdom last year, but yeah, very interesting. Not sure whether that's going to be what happens. We'll wait. I guess we'll wait and see. We've then got the final 2 matches, which match number one. The second to last is Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho, with a stipulation in place that's not been confirmed anywhere other than Twitter. That if Hiroshi Tanahashi beats Chris Jericho, then he will get a title opportunity for the AEW title match. Jack has gone for a draw. Now this has got a 30-minute time limit match. I can categorically guarantee I will fall asleep if Jericho is in a 30-minute match. Neither of these guys are in their prime anymore. There is no way this match is going 30 minutes. That would just be far too long. And if it does go 30 minutes, I'll be done. I will watch the main event the following day, because I won't be able to cope with that. That's just boring. Neither of them are going to keep me entertained for 30 minutes in the ring. There are plenty of matches on this card that can go half an hour. That is not one of them. We've then got Toast going for Jericho, Chris going for Tanahashi, myself going for Jericho, Smoothman going for Tanahashi. My reasoning behind this is simple. Tanahashi has a history of saying anything to sell his matches without having the intention to deliver. I've just noticed that these aren't on the screen anymore. I'm moving up a little bit. So, yeah. I don't think Tanahashi has cleared this with New Japan. I don't think Jericho has cleared. I think he's just responded. I don't think he's cleared it with AEW. I do not think that there is at this time a working relationship between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling that would allow them to have a title match of that caliber, for the main title. If they bring in a mid-card title later down the line, I can see New Japan wrestlers going for it, like like Moxley is here, for the US Championship. But there's no way on earth that Tanahashi is getting an AEW title shot. Had there been confirmation that there was links between the companies, then I would change my mind in a heartbeat. But nothing I have found has said that that's the case. Everything that I can see is that this is just two guys trying to sell their match because nobody really cares, because Chris Jericho is old and shit in the ring and Tanahashi is getting past it now. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you will tell me that Chris Jericho is not old and shit in the ring. He is. His character work, if you enjoy that, is brilliant. I can't argue with that. His character work for me is boring. It's very tedious, very samey, and just a little bit. It's not heelish enough for a heel. It's not good enough to make me like him as a face. It's just it's bland, middle of the road. It's boring. It's not annoying me in the way that an MJF promo would. Jericho, no. Jericho will win the match, but yeah, I can't see either of them going for this draw that Jack's booked. And finally, and I just realised that this is now over half an hour long, which is a little bit ridiculous as it's me on my own. And we have 3 different winners for the double champion, so the combined IC and heavyweight champion of the world. Following this, we've got Kota Ibushi from Jack, who I think is the least likely out of those 3. We've then got Chris has gone for Kazuchika Okada, and then myself, Toaster and Smoothman have gone for the payoff of the 2-year story that is Naito should have won against Okada 2 years ago. Now obviously Okada went on to break the record for the length of time holding the title, and kind of made it make sense that Naito hadn't won 2 years ago when everything was behind him to win. At that same time, Naito, yeah, I can't see anything other than a Naito win for this, and I think it would be best if he beats Okada and pays off that 2-year-old story that he should have won that 2 years ago. But I guess we'll wait and see what happens So yeah, those are our predictions. Thank you very much for watching, listening. Yeah, I'm not going to say like and subscribe because there's going to be very few videos. I've done this because I want to make sure that the information is out there somewhere for at least one of us as to why we've voted the way that we have in these predictions. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow us at BadBookersWP on Twitter. If you don't already, and if you want to hear more of my opinions, it's the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. I can't imagine there's anybody here who's not already a listener though. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll speak to you again soon.